This week, Chloe discusses signy, turny things. Our guest gets angry about Jeremy Vine, and a biker waved at me, and now I feel really cool. So let's strap down, strap in, and do this.
This is just another trucking podcast.
Hello, this is Just Another Trucking Podcast. I'm your host, Tom, and I'm joined, as always, by my good friend, my co-host, well, only one of my co-hosts, and a woman who, from what I understand, has only just worked out that Clint Eastwood is an actor and isn't a real-life cowboy.
I said cowboy.
Pirate, you say?
It's a very cowboy name.
So you've gone through your entire life, up until 2 weeks ago, believing that
Was
Clint
an actual
Eastwood
historian cowboy,
was...
yeah. I thought he was from history. I genuinely thought, you know, like you've got the Sundance Kid and all that, whatever it is. Or is that another film? It's a very Western name. It's like, yeah. What did he have like
Chloe,
an actor's name then? Was because that's his obviously actor's name. But was he playing Clint Eastwood, or was Clint Eastwood playing other dudes?
No. By the way, we've got producer in the house. Hello, producer.
Whoa,
Is that all we're getting out of you?
Is this our normal producer?
What, Chloe?
Are you sure?
Yeah. Producer, say
Hi.
something.
Oh yeah, that's the same one. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All good.
Yeah. All good. Hello, Emily. By the way, our backup producer coming in to save the day. Are you typing away on Clint Eastwood? We're already getting you to fact check things.
Who that was? Because
to see if that was an actor as well.
That's
a rapper.
Was an outlaw and a member of Butch Cassidy's Wild Bunch in the American Old West. There you go.
That's it. See, Butch Cassidy and Clint Eastwood sound like a thing.
There we are. See.
He's got a really fit son. Does that count?
Right. No. How does that help us in any way, shape, or form right now? Wow.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Going to get as off track as we do. This is not a good sign for anyone. We do have a guest. Yeah, exactly. We do have a guest. Hello, guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. I'm Daryl, aka Skip Dude from YouTube.
Again, why are guests starting to introduce themselves like they're in Alcoholics Anonymous? Like it's like an AA meeting, honestly. Do you want to try it again? Like,
bit of an
properly, I want you to lean into the AA meeting. So as if like, hello, I'm Daryl.
Hi, I'm Daryl, and
I like in the voice
AKA
as well.
Skip Dude, and I have a serious problem with YouTube.
I was going to go with alcohol, but all right.
Please help me now.
Wow, I've got to be honest with you. I had some chills going down my spine with a
it's
gravelly
sexy,
voice.
Isn't it?
I liked it. It was good.
Well, I try.
It was good, yeah. So, do you want? Yeah. So, Daryl, do you want to tell people how you got into trucking?
Okay.
What got you into?
I don't know really. When I think about it, I was brought up in the farming industry as a younger person, and I was always watching tractors and getting involved with that. And I left the army and got into the security service, and then had a mental breakdown, and decided to leave the security. I was a security manager, and I just decided that I'd had enough, had a breakdown, and wanted to try something different. So I went and become a bin man. yeah. I was a bin man.
Yeah, it's surprising.
It's a good place to start.
Well, apart from the fact that you served in the actual army and I served in IT,
It's exactly the same.
pretty much identical.
The story's uncanny. It's like you're Clint Eastwood and he's the Butch Cassidy. It's exactly the same.
You're too new to these references to be using them, I think. Maybe with less don'ts. I don't think that you're allowed to be using so wow. So aggressive. I like it. So, Daryl, once you become a bin man, how do you go from there to being going class 1? It's all actually. Is that all you've done? Has waste?
No,
been
I've done a lot in the
Like-
transport industry, but I've done a lot in my life really. Obviously, I was in the army and then come out. I was a prison officer for a year, which made me quite ill. So I worked in the prisons, and then
How did it make you ill?
well, I was cycling
Did they throw poo at you?
20 miles,
Oh, okay.
and then doing a 12-hour shift, then
Oh.
going home for 2 hours, then cycle back, and then do another 12-hour shift.
Just for them people who are sat in the trucks listening to the podcast, also hello, and also hello YouTube as well. Remember to like, comment, subscribe.
Oh crap!
Actually, we
Yes,
should have done that at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are supposed to do
God.
this. Yeah. Oh, t-shirts that I'm not wearing. I forgot to wear
we
it. So you,
failed
Chloe,
there.
so you can shut the fuck
I've not
up.
been sent one.
Salmon slap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, your organisation needs some work.
Yeah.
It's not doing well, is it? We need David back.
Yeah, for those people who are listening, Chloe and Daryl are together in a physical sense
Excuse
and a relationship sense. So there is a very, very strong possibility
This
there may
could
be a
happen,
domestic tonight. So
What?
fingers crossed. We don't
The
know.
entertainment's coming.
When
We'll
does
see
this
if we can
happen?
post some buttons.
When did what happen?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Somehow he just turned up.
We'll get.
I don't know.
You fucking liar!
Right.
You mean you turned up and never left?
Well, that might have happened. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, move on.
And did the child just turn up as well, or have we figured out at the very least the
What
biologies of how that worked?
What
But
child?
what goes out tonight?
Yeah, go on. Go on then. How did we?
The child that's
No,
not
there's
hidden
just
directly
teddies.
behind you due to due to
It's just a
YouTube's
Santa.
very
Why
strict
is there a Santa?
policies on. Actually, why is
Is
there
that
a Santa
what you
in the
used to hide
background?
that
It's not-
child?
Never
Right.
mind.
Okay.
It's all good.
Go on.
Right.
Okay.
Shall we get on with our first?
Yeah,
topic?
go on then.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, I think, immediately arrange many truck drivers.
Oh,
wanna
I
talk
know
about
where this is going.
Fine.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if. By the way, I didn't. I don't know if I should have sent this before. Do you want to just search Waitrose truck Jeremy Vine?
Ironically,
Emily,
I was
and
reading
so
this
you can
earlier
see.
this morning.
Just
but
bring it
I'm
up on your
gonna
computer.
look it up again. Yeah, this
you
was
actually know
actually one of
about
the few
this?
things I looked up before,
Oh,
Today.
she's good.
which was by pure
She's a
accident.
good producer.
It's very, very good.
But I'm going to look up again
Well,
because I didn't actually.
for those people who are not in the
basically, well,
know,
he's a bit of a.
Dipstick. A dipstick.
I mean, I only
Well,
know him
well.
for two reasons. He was on Strictly Come Dancing, and he does a Radio 2 show where I genuinely want to strangle him if I ever listen to him.
Brilliant.
He does. Well, he's
Yeah,
also
does he
got a
actually?
TV show as well.
It's on channel 4, isn't it, or channel 5?
Well, was it? I don't know what it was, but either way, he's been on TV. But basically, there's a
Yes.
Waitrose truck. He's cycling through London, and to kind of set up the scene, it's a
Yeah.
2-lane road with a cycle lane on both sides, and the cycle lane.
Well, it's a proper lane,
What
isn't
should we-
it?
what-
It's
what
a
do we
proper
say the
lane as
cycle lane
well.
is? It's not the same size
No.
of a carriageway.
It's a lane.
It's the
But
width of the car.
You
though,
could
isn't
get
it?
a car down it, yeah.
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 Just about
2 meters?
Yeah, so what we
under?
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So basically, just imagine a 2-meter blue cycle lane, and you've got cyclists going along, and the cyclists are riding
Yeah.
double abreast throughout the entire thing. So rather than keeping it to the left side, which I don't know. I mean, I guess they're overtaking
But
stuff
they're
like
not.
that. But anyways, in the lane, in the driving lane,
Yeah.
there is a Waitrose truck. Now, the Waitrose truck he's riding the whites a little bit, but from the camera footage that we can see, we can't really see, is there something else on the other side? Has he got mopeds going down the outside of him? Because
Yeah.
he could have something going down the outside. Either way, we don't really know anything from the context of the truck driver, but either way, he's on the white lines. He's still giving them plenty of space. He's not emerging onto the blue. But anyway, so he's going along. There is Jeremy Vine on the right side overtaking other bikes, and is it like Is it a
It's,
PCSO?
it's an
or is it
actual policeman,
cop?
I
yeah.
can't remember.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, it's following up behind,
Is it
isn't he?
is an actual cop, right?
There was two.
So
Yeah.
Wasn't there one in front and one
was it
behind,
two?
or
Yeah.
something like that?
well, either way, the Waitrose truck goes past, and they all start ranting and raving about
Yes.
it. And it, he then brings this up on his TV show, and he starts ranting about it, and I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, I get that the truck seemed close, and he probably should have been on the other side of the white lines, but when you're looking at that, what are you actually only talking about? 6 inch. So the driver was 6 inch out of his
Well,
lane.
he wasn't out
And
of
we
it.
don't
was
know
he?
within
But-
context what's
Well, you
happening
actually see
on
a car go past in
Yeah,
the actual footage. You see a car on the opposite side go past him. Yeah,
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
didn't see
do
you
that.
see the full footage. Yeah,
So he's having to watch out for things
Yeah,
on
he's
both
observing
sides
all.
of the vehicle. In London,
Yes,
and
yes,
have you
it's
ever
horrible.
driven in London, Daryl? It's
yeah.
horrible. Like, truly, it is. I've driven there a couple of times, and it is. I mean, it's
No, I've never done it.
anxiety
Sod that.
inducing. It's just, oh my god! I kind of get like heart palpitations just thinking about it. Are you the same?
Went
Daryl?
through there with a car transporter a few years back, and yeah,
Sod
it
that.
was,
Oh
it
my
was
god!
no,
What,
no,
as-
not a
as
full.
in-
It wasn't a
as
full
in, like,
blown. It was
the kind of the
it
not.
was just a small vehicle with a trailer, but we were transporting cars on the back of it, and yeah, it wasn't very pleasant for me.
No, I wouldn't like to do that.
And not just that, is the cyclist attitude, because we had a confrontation with a cyclist because we were a little bit too close to him, and he actually properly started getting aggressive, saying you were too close to me, and we were like, can't really do anything about it, mate. There's traffic, and we weren't even like going fast. We were crawling because it's London, isn't it? At the end of the day, you don't do more than 20 miles an hour if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Through London, and this was through the centre of London as well, and it was horrible.
See, I get it's through the centre, and you've got to gain your way, haven't you? You've got to keep moving. But from a cyclist point of view, a big ass lorry is freaking scary when it's that close. So
Well, okay, so I do want to talk about this shortly, because I think me and you have got very similar opinions on this. I think Daryl.
I think Daryl hates the
I hate
cyclists,
Okay,
and he hates Jeremy Vine.
Okay, right. Well, that's okay. Well, so for me, like I did try to get a cyclist on. I tried to,
But no one was
contact a
buying.
few cyclists, and I tried to get someone on to kind of bring the cyclist point of view over. I mean, having seen the footage, Emily, as a non-truck driver, you've seen it. What's your thoughts?
See, I'm on the fence with stuff like this because I do go cycling, and I get.
Yeah.
I used to drive, and I get really fed up with cyclists doing double breast when they don't need to. Really does.
Yeah.
But the truck's in its lane.
Actually,
At the end of the day,
the
the truck is in
double
its
breast
lane
thing,
in
they're
a
actually
very busy
taught to.
city, trying its best to crack on. Like, I don't think cyclists should be cycling that close to the line when they know the other side of that line
Yeah.
is a moving vehicle.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, that is
yeah.
Not just a
I'd
moving
say.
vehicle; it's a 44-ton killing machine that will
Well,
squish
yeah.
you to a pancake.
like one of
So-
the worst things I know when I was going driving is if you've got a cyclist who is wiggling all over the place. They are really scary to try and drive behind, yet alone try and drive past.
Yeah.
So they
yeah,
do
I'll
need
agree
to
with
kind
that.
of be a bit more central. If the car's meant to be central within the lanes, the cyclist is meant to be central within the lane. is my
So
theory.
when I was a cyclist, so I was obviously a cyclist before a car driver and a lorry driver, and I was a full-on lycra trousers, clip-in shoes, racing bike.
Oh my god!
Get out.
I didn't have the top though. I just had a t-shirt. I didn't go quite that far, but I was a full-on dickhead. I'm not gonna lie. I used to put my headphones in and just tank it and do whatever the hell I wanted. And I used to go through red lights, go in the middle of the road. I was a proper knobhead. All right, I'm not gonna lie. I'm going with it.
I'm so
I was.
sorry. I'm
No,
so
it's a
sorry.
true story though.
I'm so sorry.
From my point of view, from me being a knobhead back then, I would have probably been like, whoa, that dude's a bit close. Or I would have been completely oblivious in my headphones. I don't know. But but either way, you've got to gain your bit of the road, haven't you? You've got to keep moving. And it's not like he's tanking it past. But I mean, I can see how it...
Why do you need to keep moving as a cyclist? Why don't you just... If you've got something that big that needs to overtake you, it's going to take you 2-3 seconds to stop, let that vehicle past.
Yeah, but they don't think like that. You don't think like that.
But
You just want to get you there, don't you? Really,
Okay,
you
so
tank it.
I do actually have two pieces of information on this, or kind of one of which I don't know if both are public information. One of which the police officer has at least tried to
Yeah, I've
charge
heard that.
the
Yeah.
truck driver driving without due care and attention. The second one is, and this is thanks to Luke C. By the way, Luke, kudos for finding this information out. You actually messaged them. Waitrose has decided to not fire the driver, to keep him on, and they've basically said, yeah, needs a bit of bit of extra training, but yeah, well, we're happy with what he did. And
They've stuck by their driver.
What?
Yeah, it's good.
Well done, Waitrose.
Yeah.
Well done, Waitrose. Genuinely, it is absolutely brilliant to hear. It's one of the few times where I've actually heard on these stories, and even though there was actual genuine public backlash about it, with stuff like Jeremy Vine, the company was like, no, our driver he's fine. Yeah, he's a little bit on the white. He should have been a little bit further across, but yeah, he's fine. And yeah. Well
Stuck
done,
by a driver.
Fucking well done.
Doesn't happen often,
I'm
does
genuinely,
it?
yeah, I'm
It is good, yeah.
genuinely pleased about it. Genuinely,
Doesn't
pleased
always
about
happen,
it.
does it?
So on the Cyclist, because this is clearly going to go on the Cyclist in general, isn't it? Oh god. So my attitude towards cyclists is meh. I don't care. They don't bother me. They never have. Like I've cycled before. My two bugbears with cyclists. One is the fucking CPC course we have to go on, and for those international listeners, basically in the UK, there's something called fours. I won't go into it. It's very boring. You don't want to know about it, but we have to go on. Well, there's a counter-terrorism course that we have to do, which is just ridiculous. One of which is like you see some people handing out some radical leaflets. What do you do? Nothing. I don't give a shit about that. They're handing out leaflets. Let them crack on. Right, I'm almost 45.
What's the answer meant to be? Like, why is it an issue?
Well, no, you're supposed to
okay.
report it immediately to. You're supposed to report it to
someone.
Someone. I can't remember. What's the kind of the
police maybe
terrorism or the national? No, the national. I can't remember.
Right, you're doing well. Yeah,
twice,
you've learned so much, Tom.
No idea who I'm supposed to cut. I did not. The only part I remember is that there's this part where you have to do a full English breakfast, and I just think it just looks like the worst full English breakfast ever. And
you've got to make one.
It's so stupid, this course, right? Yeah, and they say you're going to be making this full English breakfast. You've got to listen to this part, and you get the beans, and this part you get the sausage. I'm not explaining.
What are you learning from this to cook?
Anyone, right? Genuinely, anyone who's.
Are you sure you didn't walk into a chefing course?
I'm not.
Really?
No, I'm not making this
right.
up. Anyone who's done this Fords course knows what I'm talking about. I'm not making this. Daryl, please.
No. I think you're absolutely insane.
Definitely is.
No. I know the Fords one do the cycling course where you have to go out on a bike.
Well, yes, but there's a second cycling course where. It's an online one. So
right.
There's the cycling course.
You have to go out, don't you, and do it, yeah.
You have to actually go out and go on a bike. And will say on that cycling course, and I don't mind bikers. I don't mind doing all of that sort of thing. But I did ask the woman who was training us, and I said, "Have you actually ever been in a truck?" And she's like, "No." And I said, "I don't mean to be rude, but do you not think you should have been in, at least gone
To
for
actually
a
see
ride
it, yeah.
100%,
before
100%.
coming on this course?" I mean, I'm just
Common
saying,
sense, maybe, yeah.
It'd be like someone coming along and teaching about enemy planes, like teaching a fighter pilot about enemy planes, and then saying, "Yeah, I've never actually been in a plane before." So how are you supposed to teach me about that? What's going on, lad? What's going on? Do you live in the same world
I'm
as
just
us? Hello
taking
there.
it all in.
That's like you and Earl Grey.
Huh?
That's
Right.
like you and Earl Grey. He tried to show off to my brothers once, and they were like, "Do you want some Earl Grey?" And he's like, "I love Earl Grey." And they were like, "Do you?" He's like, "No, I've never had it before."
Thanks for bringing that up. That's emotionally scarred me for 10 years.
I've had Earl Grey. I know Earl Grey just from Star Trek.
Why is it in Star Trek?
It's
because Captain Jean-Luc
Yes.
Picard. Oh my
Yes.
God,
Let's get into this.
Tangent within a
Did
tangent
you know
within a
that Sir
tangent at
Patrick
this
Stewart
point.
can't
It's so
stand Earl
bad.
Grey?
But basically,
Really?
He can't stand
Earl
it.
Grey's
No.
amazing.
Hates it. He only drinks
Oh,
Yorkshire
well.
tea.
so how does it?
Because he's the English, like proper English captain.
Oh, darling, I'm drinking my Earl
So,
Grey.
and,
He's not.
well, yeah, but
not
because
French.
Sir Patrick Stewart
It's
is
Jean-Luc
English,
Picard.
so they had this kind of like English little thing
Yeah.
within it that he drinks Earl Grey, which he
Even
can't
though his
stand.
name's French.
I think
Was
so,
that
if I'm right. I'm
literally
going to
Is
Google
Earl
that.
Grey in Star Trek?
You need to Google it
I'm
right
gonna
now.
Star Trek.
Why have they not got like a
Yes, you need
specialty
to
out
be searching
there?
that. Yeah,
They've got loads of specialty teas.
tea,
though.
Earl Grey, hot.
Would they not have like?
Hello, welcome to the UK's largest trucking podcast, where we're talking
Earl
about
Grey.
Star Trek.
Listen, I'm glad I come on now. This is amazing.
I can do this.
Should we go
Oh
Star
wow!
Wars as
I am
well?
surrounded by nerds.
I was going to say, I'm more of a Trekkie than a Star Wars
I
fan.
can't
sorry.
stand Star Wars. Sorry.
So I was saying that, I think
Oh
that's
my
the
goodness,
series
what is going on?
Okay.
But Star Trek.
Star Trek.
What's
Amazing.
going on?
DS9 every
Star
day.
Trek all the way, yeah. Right. Okay, let's...
Yes.
We started watching
DS9's the
Stranger
best.
Things last night. That's
Cisco,
Dominion
terrifying.
War.
Phenomenal.
Amazing. I loved it. Yeah, 100%.
No idea what you're on about.
Yeah.
It's really,
Anyway,
really good.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Right.
Back.
Let's try and get back into the previous tangent.
back onto
I know we're
Cyclist.
going to get dragged in a second when she finds out about the tea thing. Cyclists. Yes, so there's like an online course that you have to do, and you have to like. There's this basically they say there's this accident, and it's like a quarry
Right.
vehicle, like an 8-wheeler, and in this scenario. In this scenario, this cyclist undertakes an 8-wheeler coming up to a junction when the 8-wheeler's got its
Yeah.
indicator to turn left, and then it turns left and it kills the cyclist, and then it starts saying, well, whose fault is it? And they're like, basically the whole point is it's the 8-wheeler's fault because the cyclist was undertaking him.
Yeah,
I don't get
that's-
that. That makes sense.
That's not fair.
Because no one in the actual
I know,
when
but-
you overtake in a car, you go around the other vehicle. You don't undertake them, do you? You don't undercut them. So
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if they'd made the scenario a little bit kind of like... So, for me, even before these rules came in place, I gave cyclists the 1.5 meters that they need. And I find that 90% of the cyclists that I come, they'll either you overtake them easily, or I find a lot of them actually. I'll come up with engine brake on. A lot of them will get up onto the curb. For
Yeah,
me
I have to
and
admit,
let
I've
me
I've
overtake
found
them
that.
if I
well,
can't.
don't do that for me.
And I find that most cyclists will work around you, and they're actually pretty good. I don't. It's just them few
The
nonsense
lycras.
that
Yeah.
clearly don't give a shit. But the way I look at it is, so them absolute they'll sit out a bit further so you can't overtake them.
Yeah, but isn't
There'll
that
be
what you're
si-
meant to
there'll be
do when
passing
you're cyclist?
points.
You
We'll have
are
to
taught
start
to
like
drive
Waitrose.
it away from the
20
gutter.
minutes.
Well,
You are.
Or cycle away.
Right,
yeah.
I know, but when there's you also taught as well that if there's a vehicle trying to you're supposed to slow moving vehicles are supposed to allow other vehicles to overtake them. That's
I was
also
never
something
taught
that's
that bit.
taught. So this should be letting us past. Well, you
I
were
was,
clearly an ignorant
100%.
cyclist, so we're not talking about it. But the way I look at it is, them people that are on them bikes could be in a car. And that's a lot worse. In fact, them people probably going to be in a Tesla. And yeah.
What are you saying? What, they're going to drive the same way they cycle?
That way. Yes. Oh, yeah. 100%. Them people that have and they always have really expensive. And you're looking at them and yeah, that bike's probably worth more than my car.
Yeah.
Straight up, that person clearly has a Tesla.
It's on charge. He's gone out on a bike.
And they clearly drive absolute nuts. And I just look at them and go, at the very least, if I needed to, I can kill you. So that's nice. That's nice.
Where has that come from?
This has got really dark all of a sudden.
I'm not saying that.
Right.
No, I'm not saying that I would. I'm just saying.
Have you been checking your ABS brakes?
To be honest, I have actually said that when I'm driving. I'm like, I could actually easily just kill you right now. I was saying that on Friday after following a cyclist for 20 minutes down a country lane.
I could just put my foot down, put you into a hedge.
Seriously, I come up to this cyclist, and this is nowhere to lie. Come up to the cyclist. He saw me coming up behind him, and he was over to the left. As soon as I got close to him, he went out to the middle, so I couldn't overtake him. And then I had to follow him for 20 minutes up the road. And there was plenty of places where they had lay-bys where you could have just pulled in and let me pass. 20 minutes. I was...
Yeah, so again, this is them, that... Well, I want to say 1%. I'm going to say 5. 5% of cyclists.
I'd say it's more
possibly, yeah.
Let's be honest. Them ones that sit. It's them ones that, like Emily says, that sits double abreast. And don't get me wrong, they are taught to do that. That's fine. But exactly. But they should
filter into one.
Least, and I can't.
Yeah, I know about the filtering if you're abreast, because you're meant to ride abreast, aren't you? And then filter to one when you.
Yeah, but the fact is, he saw me and decided to come out, and then just kept looking behind me, like, "Why aren't you overtaking me?" I'm like, "Because I can't, because you're in the way." And he's looking at me like I'm putting him under pressure.
Oh, I have had it where it's like they're trying to be helpful, and they'll wave you, and you're thinking, I'm a fully freighted 44-ton truck, and I have just 450 brake horsepower. Where do you think I'm going? How do you think I'm suddenly...
I'm just going to fit through there.
I know. Yes. I had a moment with him where we were going up a hill, and it was the straightest part of the road that I could see. I put it into power mode, dropped it down again. He's waving me past, going, come on, come on. And he's out accelerating me up this hill. And I'm like, I generally can't get past you, mate. You know, I've literally got 320 brake horsepower, fully freighted with a trailer on a skip lorry. It's not going that fast. He's pulling away from me, and I'm like, shall I get out and walk?
I'll push the bastard.
Honestly, mate, with cyclists as well, they're always in the really low, like the low gears in it, where they cycle really fast but don't get anywhere very fast, and that's what he was doing. And I'm like, I'm not overtaking you, mate. And I had it on power mode as well.
Power mode.
I was like, power!
But here's the thing. After them 20 minutes, if you have one option and one option only, and you start going for it, a car starts coming towards you, and you have to get in a bit tight to him, I guarantee you, within about 20 minutes, that footage is on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that footage is on every single cycling forum looking, this is disgusting. This truck here, this registration plate nearly killed me, nearly took me out. I was just cycling on mine. And they never, the thing is, they'll only ever, this is the reason why insurance companies say we need 3 minutes of footage before it happens. This is the reason why they say it.
Yeah.
So you can get it with context.
But the thing is, they'll do that. But if you ever see the footage of cyclists trying to go past a horse, straight down past a horse. And
I've had so many instances with cyclists on a horse. More so with a horse.
What do you do with What do you do with horses? Because you must have quite a few around your end.
What, horses with cars? Or
If they're coming
passing?
towards me, I'll switch. I'll stop. Switch. The
I'll
engine
stop,
off.
switch engine
So
off.
do I.
Yeah.
Yes. That is,
100%, let them through.
Is that actually? Is that what we're supposed to do? Is that just something that we're kind of taught?
I think it's just common sense.
The thing
isn't
is,
it?
like
Yeah.
with horses, if the noise is quite scary and the big engines is quite scary and daunting, and it's just from experience with horses, it's just safer to do so. Gives you the chance to go past and push past and be in control then, rather than the truck.
If I'm at a good distance away from them, and I can see them off in the distance, I'll just tend to just pip my horn twice. And obviously, I'm talking like there's no way the horse could possibly get scared at that distance. I'll tend to just pip it twice and just basically get contact and then just flash my hazards. And then
Right.
usually,
Just say you pulled over.
Well, I'll come up slowly and I'm kind of crawling along and basically I'm just kind of trying to get the rider's attention. And then if it's on like a lane, something like that, you'll see them kind of go a little bit faster and they'll get into a
Yeah,
field
they
or
normally
something
pull
like
over,
that,
yeah.
and then they'll
Yeah.
kind of do stuff like that. And I find, as a general rule, horse riders are actually some of the more respectful ones.
The thing is, as long as you take the time to go
Hmm.
past them safely and you give them plenty of space, there should be no issues. It's the idiots that tank it up behind and don't care. Like, I've nearly been taken off my horse by a car that was absolutely tanking it at me. There's been a few incidents like that, to be fair, and it's
I will say the only one time that I've ever thought about being disrespectful, I did all of that for this horse rider, and she kind of just got in and just as I drove past, just looked at me snottily, and I just thought, should I put my reverse speaker on, come up, rev the shit out of the engine, and then just speed off? Just to be a dick. If you're not going to say thank you to me.
You do, though. Like, you do get the odd person that is going to be a nightmare. But then it's the same with cyclists. But, like, we had it once where I did the full stop your vehicle, slightly over to the side so the horse get past me. I turned it off and everything. And the truck, just as it was going past, did the typical just like,
no,
done that
yeah.
as well.
and oh my God, this woman went ape shit at me. She was like, do you think that's fucking funny? And I'm just like, wow, I have no control over this. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. And she just went off on one. It's just like, I can't help it. What do you want me to do? I've done everything right and still nothing is right.
I did the engine switch off thing, and she goes, and she actually mentions that, and she said, as long as you don't do and she said the air thing, as long as you don't do the air thing that some of the drivers do, it's all fine. And I said, well, actually, I explained to her, it's not something
not the
we really
drivers,
have
yeah.
control of. It's just something it'll just do it, and
Yeah.
it'll tend to do it at slower speeds when we're crawling past
Yeah.
something. It's just it's just
It
one
just
of them things.
happens.
It
You
just
can't
happens.
plan it.
Yeah.
But it's just one of
I
those
like
things.
that noise. That noise is awesome. When you
It
call
is,
it.
but when the horse is
like
going
a-
past, it's quite scary.
Yeah,
I
horse
don't
is
like
fine.
it.
I don't like it. They shit themselves.
By the way, have we found out about Captain Jean-Luc Picard and the Earl Grey thing?
So I got distracted by cyclists and horses. I've got a lot of tabs open.
I think
Which one first?
I think
We
our
have
other
been going
producer,
off.
I think he has the same issue about 50 million tabs going on.
Well, I don't think we should move on.
So actually, going back to the cyclist thing on a road, actually within the new highway code, where's the bit gone? I just read. They actually are now. They are told actually now within the new rules that they're meant to cycle in the middle of the road.
But that's where I
lane.
want to be.
So how
I know that's where you want to be.
so how are we supposed to?
Well, I'll just pick my truck over and
Well, you
throw
can
it
only-
over the top of him and then get back in. That's probably the only logical explanation to do, isn't it?
Oh, you just got to give them a wide berth, isn't it? You can only pass them
pick it up.
on.
But how am I supposed to give them 1.5 meters?
So the new rule says cyclists should cycle in the middle of the lane on quiet roads, in slow-moving traffic, or when approaching junctions or road narrowings.
Okay, so only in
So yeah,
certain.
that's apparently the new rules.
Right.
Well, that makes sense because that means it stops you from overtaking them on a narrow road. So kind
So,
of.
to the horse thing, because this is actually on the British Horse Society page that actually I've lost it now. Sorry.
It's okay, don't worry. We'll
Oh, this is awkward.
Basically, if a horse rider notices, it's sounding better when I've read it rather than me trying to say it. If they notice like a truck is behind them, they're advised by the British Horse Society to find somewhere they can
Pull
kind
over,
of
yeah.
step to one
Get out of the
side
way.
and let you.
that
But
tracks.
also to like they calm their horse and then are meant to face their horse's head away from the road and then signal you that it's safe to pass.
Yeah.
That's
So that
that
they know
tracks
that
because
you're
that's exactly what you're describing there is exactly what I've seen them doing. So yeah, that
but
tracks.
that's what they're told essentially to do is to basically move themselves out the way and calm their horse so you can more easily go past them.
Yeah, that tracks.
So yeah, but I'll go back to Earl Grey.
Definitely
I
find
love
some.
Earl Grey.
Definitely find some Earl Grey related information out. What's the other thing I was gonna rant about something else and I can't think what it was.
What?
was I
Cyclists
gonna
or Earl Grey?
No, was it Cyclists? I was going to rant about. Have we covered the entire topic?
I think we kind of
I
have.
have one
we're
last
not.
question.
Have you covered Jeremy Vine enough yet to get it out your system?
Never.
That's the point. Go on, Daryl.
Sorry.
Daryl,
Child asleep.
It's actually about the cycling side of it. Do you think that all cyclists should actually go inside a truck and actually see what it's like for us?
100%. I think all car
I
drivers
think that
should
should
as well.
be a mandatory thing. Is they should be placed inside a truck and actually, just go out with a truck driver for an hour just to see what it's like.
I
So,
see.
Motorbikes go out
I mean,
as well.
that
like-
is wildly impractical. See, I do. To have every
it's
single
like-
cyclist go out in a truck.
Right,
It
well,
should be a
maybe
part
not
of the
you.
cycling
Wait,
proficiency
just
test.
one
That's like
second.
the argument. Let's put everyone in everyone else's shoes just in
Right,
case.
No, but
let me just
cycling
ask this question.
proficiency.
Daryl,
Yes.
do you want a cyclist to sit in your truck for an hour? And do you want them to...
Yes, 100%. So I can beat the crap out of them.
That's... we have guests.
I was going to say, Tom, would you like me to come and spend the day
wild
in your
David
truck?
has
'Cause
just
I
shown
can
up.
piss you off if you want.
Hello, sir.
Hey,
Where are you?
what?
Why have you not come on? You've not got your microphone.
I did.
no, I
enabled.
think he's spying on us. He doesn't trust us, Tom.
Sorry.
Hi, David.
I love
Hi.
Dave.
Hello there, sir.
You right? What we doing?
For audio listeners, we've just had David come into the session, and
we're all so
I believe he's
excited.
out eating something. We're moist. We're moist.
Oh,
Really?
Thomas.
Seriously?
Really?
He's obviously having a great time if he's joining us.
You're good, David? We can't hear you. Can't hear you. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a
I can hear you
delay.
now.
There we go.
There's huge delays. David, what are your opinions on cyclists while you're here?
Oh,
He's just shaking his head. He's just shaking. Oh, he doesn't like them. Apparently we're doing hand signals on an audio podcast, but
we're doing well. It's just charades.
oh no. Go on.
Excuse me.
Let's hear one of your cycling. Wait. Are you wearing
Is
a
that
Jurassic
Jurassic
Park hat?
Park?
Did you spot that center? It is.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh my
I'm
God,
gonna have
that's
to get one of
such a great
them.
film.
That's so good. Go on then. Why do you hate cyclists?
Is it really?
Ah.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm getting a man crush on him already.
He's a glorious beard. So you're interrupting yourself. That's never a good sign. Take it easy, mate. There you go.
Bye. I want that hat.
Well, that broke up the podcast quite nicely. There's also some horrendous editing to do later on because that's going to get put in somehow midway through. But yeah, we won't cover that.
I'm not doing that, mate. That's fine.
Generally, going back to your question, yes, I do. Not maybe going into the truck, but I think most cyclists should have some type of cycling proficiency test where they get to sit inside and even if they for a couple of minutes just to see what we can see in our mirrors and our blind spots.
Maybe we should get bonuses for taking cyclists in the
No.
truck.
It has to be a very big bonus, like a huge bonus.
I don't think there's a
Because
bonus
all
big
they're
enough.
going to talk about is how good cycling is the entire bloody way.
Sorry.
I don't think I don't think that should be the case, but I do think that, like, say for instance, like the cops that were there on that Jeremy Vine video, they should be saying, "Can you just get up to the left? There's a truck there. Just watch out."
Well, it's just common sense, isn't it? If there's if something that big's coming towards you, you move out
the
the way,
way.
no matter what.
I do have a bit of a rant. Wow, I feel like this is going to be a full length topic.
I know what's going on. Let's do it.
So, do you know these videos that you watch? Of course, the ones that you watch on Facebook about like the driving ones, about like people put up this stuff about like how this person's driven badly,
right?
And this is a topic I was actually going to bring at some point, so I may as well kind of cover it.
Let's just wing it. Yeah.
They piss me off. They piss me off real bad.
What? Just the videos where people criticize them.
It's them videos that where people will show how they'll show bad drivers. You know, that these bad drivers UK videos. That
yeah.
And they're quite Moorish. Because when you've gone and watched one, you're like, oh, go and watch another one. Go on, I'll watch another one. Fuck it. They've always got.
You
really
can sit and watch it all. Yeah.
I've always got really good thumbnails, and they piss me off because I find that I go out into the roads, and I feel like I'm almost looking for
what people making mistakes, so you can just add to it.
And I found if I've been watching them over the weekends, I find Monday when I go out, I'm less tolerant of other drivers. And I think the same thing's happening with the cyclists. They're watching these videos, and it's like almost like they're going out looking for reasons to go and get pissed off. And I think truck drivers are doing it. I think car drivers are doing it to truck drivers and cyclists, and then the cyclists are doing it to this. And it's like this perpetual this kind of build up almost, where everyone's
basically pushing you to hate another person sort of effectively,
and everyone's becoming less and less tolerant,
and everyone's getting judgmental, and I think everyone just needs to have more time for it. Let people make mistakes.
I think rather than saying, and this is my opinion, rather than like the truck drivers saying, well, all the fucking cyclists need to sort themselves out. Well, no, actually, I think we need to sort out. Let's sort our own shit out first. But then to the same point, the cyclists need to do the exact same shit and look at themselves and stop saying about like,
I think everyone does
doing that.
No one's perfect. That's the problem.
Well, no one is perfect. No one wants to look at what they're doing and say, "This is what I'm doing wrong. This is what we're doing wrong." It's look what they're doing wrong.
Yeah, they like to blame it on someone else.
That is. It feels very much that's how the roads are. And I was watching one of like this aggressive learner driver. Let's say aggressive like learner driver car. Obviously, he's got a trainer in, and he's been like super aggressive. And I found myself getting wound up watching it. I just thought, it's just all it's doing is just pissing me off.
Yeah,
and it's going to make me go out and be more of an aggressive driver.
Yeah,
Daryl. What's your thoughts on this? You've been very quiet during that little.
I think really we got, like you said, I think we've got to look into it ourselves. Like there are a lot of truck drivers out there that are awful and shouldn't be on the road. I've seen some horrendous driving by truck drivers, but I think everyone's a human being and they all make mistakes. But then there's so much hate towards truck drivers, but yet we are the bloodline of the UK. If there wasn't a truck on the road, there'd be nothing. Then we wouldn't have a house.
You're saying we're an artery?
Well, okay, yeah, an artery, a vein. Mm-hmm. But I think there is a lot of hate between cyclists.
Just quickly, though, I don't mean to correct you. I mean, and Emily, she was very good at science. She'll be able to back you up on this. I believe the roads would be the arteries. We would be like the blood cells.
Okay. We're going to be pedantic
into this just because you didn't pay attention in science.
I paid attention.
No, you didn't. You stuck our science teachers calculated
with the blood.
I think that was the maths teacher.
If this is going to please you, then that's absolutely
that was science.
Or was it?
But,
wow.
Guarantee you that was science.
You get my point of reference at the end of the day.
That's how little attention you paid.
You get my point of reference, don't you?
I got your point of reference. He's just being
Yeah.
pedantic.
Don't worry.
Yeah, he's
You
Oh
get
yeah,
used to
yeah,
it.
I was.
You
Yeah,
get-
yeah.
You get used to it, and you
before
just
you
learn
get
to switch
boys.
off. It's fine.
I've been doing that for years. 30, a lot.
It's Tom.
Yeah. What interests me? Can I chime in here?
Of course you
Do
can.
it.
Yeah.
I know I don't drive a truck, but it was either on your last podcast or the one before you were discussing that truck drivers do not get enough training.
Yeah, I don't know when that was, but we were at some point.
It was relatively recently.
They get
My only
a
point
lot of
is-
training, but not in the right places.
They get taught how to pass. Is how I
Yes.
see it.
Yeah.
You get taught how to pass, and then you get left on your own, and that's it.
But the thing that I find interesting, which links kind of to this cycling thing, is I remember when I learned to drive my car, my driving instructor very clearly told me, I'm teaching you how to pass your test. You can figure out how to drive after that. It's like, okay. And I feel like that's kind of become the world in a lot of subject matters, especially. But you kind of taught the basics of how to get past the cyclist, but different roads, different situations, potholes, this, that, and the other. Everything's going to vary.
Yeah, you got to read the road. Yeah,
like, there's so many potholes around where I live. I was taught to cycle essentially in the middle of the road because otherwise my tyres hit a pothole and I'm probably in the hedge.
and it's drains you want to avoid as well, isn't it? That sort of stuff.
Like there's a lot of variables that I think differ.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. That was my point.
but it's the same with motorbikes, isn't it? You're taught to go in the middle of the road because you've been on bikes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's just the same. Yeah. So have I. But
I will say,
but equally,
motorbikes. I will say, and
I'm always
again,
quite good experience with them.
I will say, there's obviously the exceptions.
Oh God, yeah.
But
that's like everyone.
motorbikes,
Yeah.
as a general rule, are the best drivers on the roads. As a general rule,
Yeah.
I have less problems with motorbikes. There's obviously that one or two knob ends, but
Oh,
generally
yeah.
they'll communicate with you properly, and
Yeah.
you'll actually get genuine communication with them as well. So,
Yeah.
like, if I see a motorbike behind me, they'll see me put the window down to basically say I'm going to signal to you and kind of do whatever like that, and then whenever I'm happy with it, I'll wave them on, and say, yeah, crack on.
As a motorbiker myself, we were taught.
You're the exception.
You make eye contact.
Yeah, you make eye
with the
contact.
driver. I'm not even going to rise to that.
is this just relating to truckers or motorists?
Just in general, they're like, if you're going to a junction, you're taught to look at that person and make sure you get eye contact. Because if they're looking at you, they're not going to pull out in front of you.
That's not 100%
effectively
guaranteed, is it?
Huh?
It's not 100% guaranteed they're not going to pull out.
But no, but if
But
they're
you know
looking
that
at
they've
you,
seen you
and you're
and
making
you've seen
eye
them.
contact, it's more than likely they've acknowledged you.
Something I found, which is quite funny. So you know I swear to God, there is actually a point to this, and I will bring it back around. This is not another tangent.
Oh
Sure.
God, go
so
on then.
you know the lollipop ladies,
Oh, God.
Right.
right?
Are there still such a thing?
Yes.
there
Yeah, there
are.
is,
Yeah,
yeah.
there are.
Not
In
just
some places,
ladies,
there's a lot of
lollipop.
them.
They have to be.
Right,
Person.
Are they not meant to be
lollipop-
gender neutral now, though?
The lollipop lady men.
Persons, officers,
So-
whatever you want, lady men.
That's
That's the whole
insane.
thing.
Let's get politically correct. Come on.
Right.
Lollipop
minute.
person.
We actually, is this something we have to search?
It is, yes.
A crossing.
A crossing
Oh,
guard.
sorry,
That's in America,
amazing.
crossing guard, isn't it?
Oh no, South
Yeah, I
American.
was gonna
Sorry,
say
bear
that.
with me.
A lollipop
Why are
person.
they called-
Go with it. Yeah, go on.
So
Why is it you Google
As-
something and it only gives you the American answer?
Because Google's an
Yeah,
American
that's-
company.
I've noticed
Good point, well
as
made.
you come up to the
Sorry.
lollipop
Person.
lady person men, they'll actually give you, as you approach as a truck, they'll actually give you a thumbs up to basically say I've acknowledged you, and you give them a thumbs up back. And they do that
Do
around
they?
quarries. Anywhere
I've
there's
never
a
seen
quarry,
this. Yeah.
yes. If you're going somewhere and it's not a quarry nearby, they won't do it. But if they're near to a quarry, it's because the quarry drivers are so used to giving people like that the thumbs up, because that's what you're taught in quarries.
Right.
Basically, to look at them, acknowledge, and basically say, "I've seen you, you've seen me. We're both basically."
We're in sync.
And
Yeah.
And I did it, and this I noticed it near. I trying to think where it was, and the woman who was doing it, she gave me the thumbs up, and it was only when I went past her, I suddenly thought she's just done a quarry thing, and it's rare that I ever see that, and since I picked up on that, I've noticed the ones near quarries starting to do it. But to bring it back round, and this is how it wasn't a tangent, I had a fucking point to it. I have noticed that a lot of the bikers, again, you basically do give them a bit of a thumbs up, and you kind of like saying, "I've seen you, you've seen me," and
we know what's going on.
They're one of the few road users where you actually get that acknowledgement.
We can get a nod of the head, like hand movement, all sorts, can't you?
Will actually, because what I will do is when they come up on me. Unless they're just clear to go, I will come out and I'll sit on the whites, and it's like they know what I'm doing. The seconds that I've got an ability, I'll tend to just maybe just give it one flick of the kind of left indicator, or sometimes
to let
I'll
them
just
come around,
move in, and then I'll completely move into the left side, and that's basically me saying, "Crack on, son, you go ahead," and and you always get that little thumbs up. I do love it. I feel. Why is it when a motorbike gives me the thumbs up, I feel kind of cool? Is that bad? Does that show that I was so uncool at school?
Like a little bit, yeah.
That any acknowledgements from someone who seemed cooler than me, I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking awesome.
So I get acknowledged. You're an idiot. You're such an idiot. I find I get
Let's get that frame from
crying.
I get acknowledgement, from the lollipop persons that do the traffic lights.
Oh, so in the UK, you just call them a lollipop lady or a lollipop man.
I do love that every time you've talked, you have not been in camera shot. You have been shit so far.
Proper producer.
We primarily had just your sofa in the shot. Right, a lollipop person.
The problem is you thought you being cool at school, and I was in the middle of drinking.
Just spat it everywhere.
At a minute, I'm on the floor.
Spat the drink out. Nice. There we go. So, hello, welcome.
Hyperventilating slightly.
So, like the lollipop persons that are not lollipop persons, they're the ones that do the start signs instead of traffic lights. That roadworks. Thank you.
Yeah,
what do you call it? Just traffic dudes.
They're traffic coordinators.
Yeah, they're like lollipop dudes, but traffic
I made
ones.
That up. I don't know if that's correct.
Okay, we'll go with it.
Oh, for God's sake, what have I got to Google?
Yeah, what are the people with
this
the
is what you're
signs at
here for.
roadworks?
You had one job.
the turny go stop thing.
The turny go stop things.
That's what we'll call it.
That is the one.
This is why we have a producer, folks. This is why. My
anyway,
God.
the turny stop ones, I find they acknowledge you. Have you noticed they acknowledge you in a lorry?
Yes, they do, yeah.
Some of them do, yes.
You know what? Have you ever noticed that you always thank them, and then you get through and you're like, why did I thank that person? I mean, don't wrong. I'm not saying that I shouldn't have done.
I always thank them.
It just feels a bit strange.
I always say thank you to them because I feel really sorry for them. Because let's be honest, what a fucking boring job.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not. I tell you what's a boring job.
Go.
It is traffic. What? The traffic management guys who set the lights up and then they set the vans up. Oh my God!
And then they have to sit and wait, don't they?
My mate loves that.
Yeah.
Well, having people have a go at you also must be annoying.
I don't think they give a shit. They just whenever I see them, they're asleep.
No, I've chatted to a fair few in where I live over the years because they get told to come and set up the roadworky signy bit.
Roadworky signy bit.
Wow!
I love our producer. She's amazing. But so we had a worky signy
out. You know why you got me on board because I'm really good at speaking.
You were dead right there, Tom. You won that challenge. Right.
Hashtag nailed it.
So the signy, the lighty boxy things, right? So I was at Cranbrook the other day, and there was a dude trying to do the lighty boxy things.
What is happening right now?
The poor bugger, right? He couldn't get it working. He couldn't get the lighties working. So he was running from one to the other to try and sync them up. and you could see he was sweating, and he was absolutely legging it, and all these impatient
So
people
when you say the
beeping at
lighty
him.
boxy things,
Yeah,
are
you
we
know the
talking
ones.
about the traffic lights? We
That's the
don't
one.
need to search that. That is something
Yes, we do.
we should be very accustomed to the word of. And the fact that you're not is worrying.
Professional driver,
It's my effect. It's the effect of me.
allegedly.
How much has that producer been drinking, by the way?
I don't
Oh
know.
my God.
Jesus Christ.
Have we actually worked out what the people that hold the
Yeah,
signs
the
called?
turny
yet?
sign people.
This is where it actually comes up as they're actually called turny sign people.
They're traffic management.
Is that all they're called?
Yeah, traffic
Oh,
management.
Wow.
our name was so much more exciting.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah. What
No,
do I say?
basically, it's
Traffic
basically-
coordinator? That sounds way fancier.
Can you imagine going on
What
to
I
a
can
game show
find
with
is
that?
that basically they're part of traffic management, so they're on whatever's going on. They are traffic management.
That's a rubbish name.
Yeah, that's a terrible
Yeah,
name.
if they went on a
it-
game show, you'd
I think
introduce
my
yourself as a tiny,
sign
shiny
thing was
thingy.
much more interesting.
Okay, so here's a question. Put it out into the comments. The turny sign guys, what name would you give them? Let's have it in
Sounds
the
like a
comments, please.
Teletubbies program or something.
It does, yeah. The turny sign.
Oh god.
We don't have to make a book of this. A children's book.
Special niche things, Emily says.
I honestly,
I love
I
it.
give up. I give up. I genuinely don't even know what. I tell you what. Fuck it.
We're gonna-
That's
yeah,
We're
that's
done.
it.
We're done.
We're finished.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah, I can't. This can't be topped. Did we even get more than one topic done? We didn't.
No.
No,
it
we just
progressed.
elongated it and
I
progressed
didn't even
it.
get
Yeah.
to my topic.
Tell you
Ah.
what we'll do is yours. I want you to save that topic because yours is a really good topic. This
Okay.
next time you're going to come on. And by the way, just let you know you're coming on. Normally we say, "Do you want to come on?" You are. That's not.
We
an
literally
option.
dragged him on today as well, to be fair.
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
no
yeah,
option.
Straight up.
I
yeah,
literally
straight
had
up.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Think
Yeah.
of the topic.
And that was plenty of time as well. What's everyone got going on? I have, except for Access going on. I have videos coming out.
No one cares.
They're great. Go and check it out if you want. If you don't, I don't give a shit. Chloe,
Skip Chick Southwest. Yay, skips. And what have you got?
Don't point at me like that. Ladies and gentlemen, go watch Skip Dude on YouTube.
wow.
Why have you not used this voice the whole way through?
Yeah,
What is
I've
that?
got to be honest with you. Like, that's... Yeah. How are you doing?
How you doing?
How are
Emily,
you
I don't know
doing?
if you want to... Wow.
Have you got anything to plug?
Dang. Have you got anything what you want to plug? Charity? It could be anything. Charities or anything like that. Or are you just going to drink?
Well, we've emotionally scarred her for the night.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Nothing?
No, nothing.
No,
No, just
yeah, we're all good.
just the shiny pointy things.
Signy pointy things. There we are.
I haven't found the answer to my Star Trek thing, so I'll find that for next time.
I-
We need the answer.
Do we need a signy pointy thing t-shirt?
I think we do.
Yes.
Oh my
but
Emily's
word.
special.
No, it's a side turn.
With-
should have
with
signy
Emily's
pointy
face.
thing.
on the front, you should have stop, and on the front, no, on the back stop, on the front go.
I do like that idea. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
this
going
could
to
be
have a
a
look at that. The other one that still needs to be made is the Woohoo FM crew.
Oh yeah. Are you still getting
that
abuse
is one.
about that? That's amazing.
Are you driving an FM now?
Yeah,
He is. He's an FM
what-
crew.
Ugh.
yeah.
Shut up. You love my truck.
No, I don't. It's
He's such a
vile. How do
liar.
you even sit in that?
Such
What
a
would you-
liar.
Not well. Not
No,
well.
I can
tell
imagine.
you. Not well.
I am quite surprised you fit, yeah.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not. It's just like I have more than once had anal issues with the gear stick.
Sorry?
What the fuck?
Excuse me?
I thought it was an auto.
That gear stick. I've tried to.
You
but
sat
you've still
on it.
got
Oh,
I tried to go and grab something and I slipped and I fucking damn near.
That's like what farmers do.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was.
Anally probed yourself.
What? Wait, what?
Farmers?
Have you
Are you
never heard of
farmers?
like a farmer that slipped and fell and landed on something?
What?
And they
No.
got stuck in a
So
field.
you two got pregnant?
What? Oh, sorry.
It could
I
be that
slipped
story.
and
Well
fell.
played. Well played. Right. And with that, thank you so much for listening. If you haven't listened, how did you get this far? And we shall see you next time.